Everyone wants to be rich. That is normal. Money gives us freedom. Money helps us live better lives. But what happens when you suddenly become rich? What happens when money comes to you very fast? Most people think becoming rich solves all problems, but the truth is different. The truth is more complicated. Money does not change who you are. Instead, it makes everything about you bigger. It makes your personality bigger. It makes other people's intentions bigger. It makes small problems bigger. Money is like a magnifying glass. It shows the real you, the good parts and the bad parts. When money arrives quickly, three shifts appear almost immediately. First, you start receiving much more attention. Second, some people begin to feel they have a small right to your money. The ones who ask, the ones who hint, and the ones who demand. And third, you suddenly lose the freedom to make mistakes. Even a small error becomes a big problem because in the eyes of others, you're no longer just a normal person. This is why many wealthy people repeat one powerful rule. When you get rich, tell no one. Why is silence so important? Are you curious to know the real reason? In today's episode of Fluent English Radio, I'll reveal the real reasons behind this rule and share 7 principles to protect your money, avoid common mistakes, and build long-term wealth. Let's go. Part 1. Why you must stay silent when you become rich. Suddenly. 1. People will feel jealous of your wealth. Jealousy is a natural human reaction. It isn't a choice, it's part of how our brain works. We are built to compare, to feel threatened, and to notice other people's advantages. For thousands of years, resources meant survival. The more food, protection, and shelter someone had, the better their chances of staying alive. Because of this, the human brain evolved to compare what others have. It learned to feel jealous and to stay alert because someone else's advantage could mean the difference between safety and danger. Today, life is different, but the brain is still the same. When someone sees that you have more money, their brain automatically reacts. It compares, it feels envy, and it becomes protective. This happens even before they can control it. It does not mean they are bad people. It simply means they are human. That is why telling people you are rich can create problems. Even close friends or family can feel a little jealous without wanting to. Some people can control this feeling and still be happy for you. Others cannot. They may act cold, make negative comments, or secretly hope you fail. The problem is that you never know who will react well and who won't. Someone you trust may change. Someone you barely know may support you. Because you cannot predict these reactions, staying quiet is safer. If people do not know you are rich, they have no reason to feel jealous. 2. Telling people makes you a target for being used. When people know you have money, 3 groups of people appear. These groups come with different requests, but they all want the same thing: your money. The first group wants to borrow money. These people are usually your relatives or friends. Because you trust them, you don't charge interest or make a contract. It feels strange to do something so formal with people you know well. But this also means they don't feel much pressure to pay you back. They give you reasons and promises, but many return the money late, and some do not return it at all. The second group does not want to borrow. They want you to give them money. They say things like, "You have plenty," or "Family should help each other." They make you feel guilty for keeping your own money, as if your success means you must help everyone. The third group wants to use you as a stepping stone. They do not ask for cash. Instead, they want your connections, introductions, and opportunities. They act friendly, but their real goal is to use your status to grow their own business or career. All three groups wrap their requests in emotion. They talk about old times. They remind you of past favors. They use guilt. They make you feel like a bad person if you say no. This is manipulation, even if they do not realize they are doing it. The solution is simple, but not easy. Do not tell people you have money. When they do not know you are rich, they cannot target you. They cannot make requests based on wealth you supposedly have. You protect yourself by staying silent. 3. The human brain cannot handle fast changes. There is a real psychological concept called sudden wealth syndrome. Psychologists and financial advisors use this term to describe the emotional stress and confusion that appear when someone becomes rich too quickly, such as lottery winners, athletes, entertainers, or people who suddenly sell their companies. One of the problems caused by sudden wealth syndrome is impulsive spending. People buy things they do not need simply because they suddenly can. Another issue is a feeling of entitlement. Some newly rich people start to think they deserve special treatment and forget how to stay humble. Sudden wealth also leads to poor decision-making. People invest in risky ideas, trust the wrong people, or make big purchases without thinking. At the same time, they begin to lose their old values. After sudden wealth, they forget simple habits that kept them grounded. Emotional confusion is another strong symptom. People feel excited and scared at the same time. They feel powerful, but also lost. This is why silence is important. Staying quiet works like a mental shock absorber. It gives you time to think, time to learn, and time to adapt to your new life. When people become rich quickly and tell everyone, they often lose themselves before they lose their money. They change too fast, and their mind cannot keep up. Silence protects you from that. Part 2. 7 Rules to Protect Your Wealth and Build Lasting Success. Rule 1. Tell absolutely no one. When you become rich suddenly, your first instinct might be to share the good news. You want to celebrate. You want people to know about your success. This feeling is natural, but acting on this feeling is dangerous. Telling people about your wealth creates 4 major risks. 1. Safety risk. When people know you have money, you become a target. Bad people look for rich targets. Criminals do not rob poor people. They rob people with money. This risk is both physical and digital. Physical safety means your body and property are at risk. People might try to rob you. They might break into your home. They might follow you to see where you keep valuable things. This sounds extreme, but it happens. Lottery winners have been attacked. Newly rich people have been robbed. Fame and money together create danger. Digital safety is also important. Scammers target rich people. They send fake emails pretending to be banks or investment companies. They create fake opportunities to steal your money. They hack into your accounts. When your name appears connected to wealth, these criminals find you. 2. Legal risk. Money attracts lawsuits. People sue rich individuals for all kinds of reasons. Maybe someone claims you owe them money. Maybe someone says you promised them something. Maybe someone claims they helped you get rich, so they deserve part of your wealth. Even if these claims are false, defending yourself costs money. Lawyers are expensive. Court cases take time. The stress affects your life. All of this happens because people know you have money to take. There is also the risk of family disputes. When families learn that one member is suddenly rich, fights start. People argue about who deserves what. Distant relatives appear claiming they should get something. These fights can tear families apart and lead to legal battles. 3. Emotional risk. This might be the most painful risk. When you tell people you are rich, relationships change. People you trusted start acting different. They treat you differently. They expect things from you. Your close friends might become distant. Why? Because they feel uncomfortable around you now. They think you have become too different. They worry that you will judge them for not being rich, or they become jealous and pull away to protect their own feelings. Family members might change their behavior too. Some become overly nice because they want money. Others become cold because they feel jealous. Parents might have expectations about how you should share. Siblings might feel competitive or inferior. These changes hurt deeply because family is supposed to be stable. The worst part is when people change their attitude based on what you give them. If you help someone financially and they feel it is not enough, they become angry. If you cannot help someone, they think you are selfish. Your generosity becomes expected rather than appreciated. 4. Financial risk. This is the most obvious risk. When people know you have money, they want some of it. The requests start immediately and never stop. People want to borrow money. They promise to pay back, but many do not. You lose money and damage relationships at the same time. People want you to invest in their business ideas. Most small businesses fail. If you invest in a friend's business and it fails, you lose money and probably lose the friendship too. People want donations. They ask you to support their causes, pay for their problems, or help with their expenses. Every time you say yes, you create an expectation. Every time you say no, you create resentment. The story of Bill Post shows how bad this can get. He won $16 million in the lottery. This should have made his life better. Instead, it made his life worse. His family turned against him because they were unhappy with how much he gave them. They wanted more. They felt entitled to his money. Some family members even sued him trying to get more money. Bill Post eventually said something very sad but true. Winning the lottery was the worst thing that happened to me. Think about that. Having $16 million was worse than having nothing. Why? Because telling people about his wealth destroyed his life. So what you should do instead? Only share your financial situation with 3 types of people: your financial lawyer, your tax advisor, and your investment expert. These professionals need to know your financial situation to help you properly. They have a legal duty to keep your information private. They will not ask you for money. They will not judge you. They only want to help you manage wealth correctly. Consider setting up a blind trust. This is a legal structure where your assets are held in a trust that is managed by someone else. The public cannot see that you own these assets. Even people close to you might not know the full extent of your wealth. This protects your privacy completely. Do not change your lifestyle too quickly. When you suddenly start buying expensive things, people notice. They wonder where you got the money. They start asking questions. Your changed lifestyle becomes proof that you are now rich. Keep living the same way you did before, at least for a while. Rule 2. Live like before for at least 18 to 36 months. Most newly rich people make the same mistake. They immediately start spending like rich people. They buy a big house. They buy an expensive car. They go on luxury vacations. They wear designer clothes. This feels good at first, but it creates serious problems. There are reasons to wait. Lifestyle inflation is the silent killer of wealth. It does not take your money all at once. It takes it slowly, month by month, year by year. You do not notice it happening until too much money is gone. What is lifestyle inflation? It means spending more money just because you have more money. You upgrade everything. You buy better versions of things you already have. You add new expenses that you did not have before. Each individual upgrade seems small and reasonable, but together they drain your wealth. Research shows that the brain needs 18 to 36 months to adjust to a new level of wealth. When you get rich too fast and change your lifestyle too quickly, problems appear. You lose control of your spending because your brain hasn't learned how to make good decisions with big amounts of money. You develop false confidence and think having money means you understand money. And you start spending aggressively without noticing it. What once felt expensive now feels normal, and the numbers keep growing. What should you do? Let me give you a few ways to adjust your lifestyle slowly when you become rich suddenly. Keep your old car. Even if you can afford a luxury car, drive your current car for at least 2 years. This saves money. It also prevents people from knowing you are rich. A regular car does not attract attention. Keep your old habits. If you used to cook at home, keep cooking at home. If you used to shop at normal stores, keep shopping there. If you used to enjoy simple activities, keep doing them. Your old habits are probably good habits. They kept you grounded before, and they will keep you grounded now. Keep your old schedule. Do not suddenly quit your job and do nothing. Even if you do not need to work anymore, having structure in your life is important. It gives you purpose. It keeps you connected to normal reality. Keep your old friends. Do not abandon people who knew you before you were rich. These people liked you for who you are, not for your money. They are more likely to be true friends. If you only make new friends after becoming rich, you will never know if they like you or your money. Keep your old spending patterns. If you used to budget carefully, keep budgeting. If you used to wait for sales, keep waiting for sales. These habits taught you the value of money. Do not forget these lessons just because you have more money now. Change only what is invisible to others. Work on your mindset. Learn about money management. Create financial plans. Set up legal structures to protect your wealth. Build a team of advisors. These changes are important, but they do not show on the outside. Other people cannot see them, so they do not know you are rich. People who get rich and start living big right away often lose everything fast. They buy whatever they want, try to impress others, and enjoy the attention, but after a few years, the money is gone, and they are left with bills they can't pay. But people who stay quiet and keep a normal lifestyle can go much further. They learn slowly, make careful choices, and build long-term wealth. These are the ones who stay rich for life. The choice is simple. Do you want to look rich for a moment or be truly rich for the long run? Rule 3. Pay off high-interest debt first. When you suddenly have money, paying off debt might not seem exciting. You might want to buy things or invest in opportunities. But paying off high-interest debt is actually the smartest move you can make. Let me explain why. Imagine you have a credit card with 22% interest per year. This means you pay a lot of extra money just to keep the debt. But if you pay it off completely, you immediately stop losing that 22% every year. It is almost the same as earning a 22% return. In the investment world, a guaranteed 22% return does not exist. Even the best investors cannot promise this, but paying off a 22% debt gives you that exact benefit. It is safe and risk-free. There are two popular methods for paying off multiple debts. Both work, but they work differently. The debt snowball method focuses on psychological motivation. Here is how it works. You pay off your smallest debt first, regardless of interest rate. When that debt is gone, you move to the next smallest debt, then the next, then the next. Why does this work? Because paying off a debt completely feels good. It gives you a sense of achievement. It motivates you to keep going. When you see debts disappearing one by one, you feel like you are making progress. This feeling is powerful. It helps you stay committed to becoming debt-free. This method is best for people who get discouraged easily. If you need to see results quickly to stay motivated, use the debt snowball method. The psychological benefit is worth more than the small amount of extra interest you might pay. The debt avalanche method focuses on mathematical efficiency. Here is how it works. You pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first. When that is gone, you move to the debt with the second highest interest rate, then the next highest, and so on. For example, imagine you have 3 debts: a credit card at 22% interest, a personal loan at 15% interest, and a car loan at 7% interest. With the debt avalanche method, you pay off the 22% credit card first, then the 15% personal loan, and finally the 7% car loan. This method saves you the most money in total interest paid. It is mathematically the best approach, but it might take longer to pay off your first complete debt, which can feel discouraging. This method is best for people who care most about efficiency. If you are disciplined and do not need quick wins to stay motivated, use the debt avalanche method. You will save more money overall. If you are over 35, you should focus on paying off credit card debt, personal loans, and car loans first. These types of debt have very high interest rates. Credit card debt usually charges 20 to 35% per year. Personal loans charge around 12 to 25%, and car loans charge about 6 to 15%. These high rates slowly eat away your money. The longer you keep these debts, the more you lose. That is why you should pay them off as soon as possible. Home loans are different because most home loans have low interest, usually around 2 to 3% per year. With such a low rate, paying off your home early is not always the smartest choice. For example, if your home loan interest is 2.5%, but you can invest your money and earn 7 to 10% in a simple index fund, investing gives you a much better return. If you use your money to pay off the house, you save only 2.5%. But if you invest that money, you might earn 7 to 10%. Clearly, investing brings more benefit. This is why you do not need to rush to pay off a low-interest home loan. It is better to continue making normal payments and use your extra money for investments, where it can grow faster. Rule 4. Never lend money to family or friends. This rule sounds harsh. It sounds cold and unfriendly, but it is actually one of the most important rules for protecting both your money and your relationships. Let me explain the painful truth about lending money to people you care about. When you lend money to someone close to you, 3 things might happen. None of them are good. First possibility, they do not pay you back. This is common. Maybe they genuinely cannot pay you back. Maybe they forget. Maybe they decide they will not pay you back. Whatever the reason, you lose your money, and you probably lose the relationship too, because there is now resentment on both sides. Second possibility, they pay you back late. They promise to pay by a certain date, but that date passes. Then another date passes. They make excuses. They pay a little bit at a time. This drags on for months or years. During all this time, the relationship is damaged. Every interaction feels awkward. You both know about the unpaid debt, and it colors everything else. Third possibility, they pay you back on time and in full. This is the best outcome, but it is rare, and even when this happens, the relationship is never quite the same. The period of time when they owed you money created a weird dynamic. That dynamic leaves traces even after the debt is paid. But the hardest part is refusing to lend money without making the other person angry or hurt. Here is a strategy that works. Blame someone else. Say this: my financial advisor and my lawyer have strict rules for me. They told me I cannot lend or give away large amounts of money for the first 3 years. This is to protect my assets and ensure I manage my wealth properly. I am sorry, but I have to follow their advice. This response does several smart things. First, it removes personal rejection. You are not saying no because you do not want to help them. You are saying no because professionals told you not to. The other person cannot argue with your lawyer and advisor. Second, it makes the rules seem reasonable. Most people understand that when you suddenly have wealth, you need professional guidance. They can accept that you must follow expert advice. Third, it closes the conversation. There is nothing to debate. You have made a commitment to your advisors, and you must keep it. Fourth, it does not hurt feelings as much. The person might be disappointed, but they are less likely to feel personally rejected or to think you do not care about them. A Finance Buzz survey found that 46% of people had borrowed or lent a significant amount of money, over $250 to family members. But only 56% of those who lent money were fully repaid. When you refuse to lend money to someone you care about, you are not rejecting them as a person. You are protecting the relationship. You are preventing future resentment. You are avoiding the awkwardness that comes with unpaid debts. You are not being mean when you refuse to lend money. You are being wise. You are choosing to keep your relationships based on love and friendship, not on money and debt. Rule 5. Spend the profits, never the original amount. This rule is the difference between wealth that lasts forever and wealth that disappears. Many people who become rich suddenly make a critical mistake. They spend their money as if it will never run out. They use the main amount of money they received. This is wrong. Let me explain the right way to think about wealth. If you spend your main wealth, you are counting down to the day when you have no money left. Every purchase makes you less rich. Every expense moves you closer to being poor again. This is obviously bad. But if you only spend the money your wealth generates, the profits, the interest, the returns, you can live forever without reducing your main wealth. The original amount stays the same. It keeps generating more money. You can live well, and your children can inherit the same amount you had. There is a famous rule in financial planning called the 4% rule. It works like this. Take your total wealth and multiply it by 4%. That amount is what you can spend each year without reducing your wealth. Why 4%? Because historically, investment portfolios have returned about 7% per year on average. If you spend 4% and leave 3% to grow, your wealth stays stable even after adjusting for inflation. The 4% you spend is essentially your salary from your wealth. Imagine you have $300,000. 4% of $300,000 is $12,000. So you can spend $12,000 per year. That is $1,000 per month. You live on this amount, and your original $300,000 stays intact and continues to grow. Now imagine you have $10 million. 4% of $10 million is $400,000. You can spend $40,000 per year. That is more than $35,000 per month. Most people can live very comfortably on this amount, and your $10 million never decreases. The beauty of this system is that it is sustainable forever. You are not eating your wealth. You are living off what your wealth produces. Your wealth is like a fruit tree. You eat the fruit, but you never cut down the tree. The tree stays alive and keeps producing fruit year after year. Rule 6. Build a mix of different assets. Having money is good, but having money sitting in one place doing nothing is wasteful. You need to make your money work for you. This means investing in different types of assets, but you must be smart about which assets you choose and how you mix them. There are 6 main categories of assets that work together to build lasting wealth. 1. Index fund stocks. Sharing in many companies combined together. When you buy an index fund, you are not betting on one company. You are investing in the whole market. This is safer than buying individual company stocks. Over long periods, the stock market grows steadily. Index funds are the foundation of most wealth-building strategies. 2. Bonds. Loans you give to governments or companies. They pay you back with interest. Bonds are safer than stocks but grow more slowly. They provide stability to your portfolio.
When stocks go down, bonds often stay stable or even go up. This balance protects you. 3. Residential real estate. Houses or apartments that people live in. You can buy property and rent it out. Tenants pay you rent every month. This creates steady income. Real estate also tends to increase in value over time. It is a solid long-term investment. 4. Commercial real estate. Buildings for businesses. They are office buildings, shopping centers, warehouses. Commercial real estate often provides higher returns than residential real estate, but it also requires more knowledge and management. 5. Blue chip cryptocurrency, the most established and trusted digital currencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. This is the riskiest category on this list. Only invest 5% to 10% of your wealth in cryptocurrency. It might grow dramatically or it might lose value. Never invest more than you can afford to lose completely. 6. Cash and high-yield savings accounts keep money available for emergencies and opportunities. You need some money that you can access immediately. High-yield savings accounts pay interest while keeping your money safe and accessible. Imagine your wealth strategy as a triangle with 3 corners. Each corner represents a different goal. The first corner is cash flow. This means money coming to you regularly every month. Rental income from real estate provides cash flow. Dividend payments from stocks provide cash flow. This money helps you pay your daily expenses without touching your main wealth. The second corner is capital growth. This means your total wealth increasing over time. When your house increases in value, that is capital growth. When your stock investments grow, that is capital growth. You do not see this money every month, but your total net worth is rising. The third corner is passive income systems. This means creating ways for money to come to you without you working actively. A rental property you own but a management company runs is passive income. Dividend stocks that automatically send you money are passive income. These systems make money for you while you sleep. When you combine all 3 corners, you have a complete wealth system. You have money coming in regularly. You have your total wealth growing, and you have systems that work for you automatically. This is not just being rich. This is being wealthy in a sustainable and peaceful way. Do not put all your money in one type of asset. Even if one investment seems perfect, divide your money among different investments. Why? Because different assets perform differently at different times. When the stock market goes down, real estate might still do well. When real estate prices fall, bonds might stay stable. When everything seems uncertain, cash keeps you safe. By spreading your wealth across different asset types, you protect yourself from losing everything if one investment fails. Rule 7. Become stealth wealth. This is perhaps the most important rule of all. The truly wealthy people in the world are often invisible. You do not know who they are. They do not look rich. They do not act rich. They just are rich, quietly, privately, safely. Stealth wealth people follow specific behaviors that protect their wealth and their peace of mind. They do not show off. They do not buy things to impress others. They buy what they actually want or need, not what makes them look successful. Their purchases are for themselves, not for other people's approval. They do not send signals of wealth. They do not wear clothes covered in designer logos. They do not drive cars that scream expensive. They do not live in the most obviously luxurious neighborhoods. Everything about their appearance could belong to a comfortable middle-class person. They do not live in extremely fancy areas. Living in the most expensive neighborhood tells everyone you are rich. This attracts attention, both wanted and unwanted attention. Instead, they live in good but not extraordinary neighborhoods. They are comfortable but not flashy. They do not post about money on social media. Their social media shows normal life, family, friends, hobbies, travel, but nothing screams wealth. They do not post pictures of luxury items. They do not check in at exclusive places. They keep their financial reality private. They do not discuss money with most people. They might talk about career, work challenges, or business in general terms, but they do not reveal numbers. They do not mention how much they have or how much they make. Money is a private matter for them. They do not let anyone know what they buy. When they purchase something expensive, they do it privately. They do not arrive in new luxury cars. They do not talk about expensive purchases. They keep their spending invisible to others. Freedom only exists when nobody knows you are wealthy. This is the core truth that stealth wealth people understand deeply. Think about what happens when people know you have money. They expect you to pay. They expect you to help. They expect you to be generous. They judge how you spend. They comment on your choices. They have opinions about what you should do with your money. But when people do not know you are wealthy, none of this happens. Nobody expects anything from you. Nobody asks you for money. Nobody judges your financial decisions. Nobody compares themselves to you. Nobody resents you for having more than them. You are free to make your own choices without external pressure. You can help people if you want to, but it is your choice, not their expectation. You can spend money on what truly makes you happy, not on what makes you look successful to others. This is real freedom. This is what wealth should provide. The freedom to live life on your own terms without interference, judgment, or pressure from others. And that is the end of today's video. I hope these ideas help you understand why staying silent, learning slowly, and protecting your money are so important when sudden wealth enters your life. Remember this quote: when you stay silent, money protects you. When you show it off, you must protect the money. Your success grows safely when you take your time to think and make calm, smart choices. Becoming rich is more than just having a big number in your bank account. It is about the lifestyle you build and the freedom you create for yourself and the people you love. Rich is a number, wealth is a lifestyle, freedom is the final goal. So take care of your money, take care of your mind, and choose the kind of life that truly gives you freedom. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.